Have you ever paused mid-conversation and wondered whether a small habit you picked up over the years might quietly push friends or family away? Imagine sitting at the dinner table, sharing a favorite story, only to notice polite smiles masking discomfort you never intended to cause. Today, we will shine a gentle light on 12 everyday behaviors many seniors carry without realizing how unsettling they can feel to others. None of these habits makes you a bad person. They simply formed from routine, tradition, or even love. By recognizing them early, you can keep conversations flowing, relationships thriving, and your golden years filled with warmth instead of awkward pauses. So stay with me, take a breath, and get ready to start this makeover together now. Growing older is a privilege, but it can also feel like walking through an unfamiliar neighborhood where the street signs keep changing. Technology moves, social norms evolve, and sometimes we cling to what feels familiar without noticing that the world stepped a few paces ahead. That gap can leave us feeling isolated, yet the good news is that most distance closes with a single mindful adjustment. In this video, we will explore each habit with respect, humor, and actionable guidance so you never feel judged, only empowered. Think of our time together as a friendly porch chat. Two neighbors sharing lemonade, swapping wisdom, and cheering each other on. While we talk, keep a notebook nearby or use your phone to jot down any habit that rings true for you, because awareness is the first stepping stone toward positive change. Together, we'll turn awkward moments into opportunities for deeper respect and genuine connection. Before we dive into habit number 1, let me reassure you that every strategy shared today was road-tested by seniors who wanted smoother, happier interactions. Some practice these adjustments at family dinners, church gatherings, and neighborhood Zoom calls, with positive results after only a week or two. You will also hear short anecdotes, because a story sticks better than a lecture and shows that you are never alone in your challenges or triumphs. Whenever an example sparks recognition, pause the video, breathe, and picture yourself applying the tip in your own life. Rehearsal is a powerful teacher. By the end, you will hold 12 action plans, each designed to dissolve discomfort and replace it with confidence, grace, and humor. Remember, progress, not perfection, is our motto, and every step forward earns another smile from the people who matter most to you. Let those wins motivate your journey every day. Habit number 1. Interrupting or talking over others. Picture yourself excitedly sharing advice with your daughter, only to realize mid-sentence that you jumped in before she finished her thought. Interrupting often happens because our brains race to connect ideas, yet to the listener, it can feel like their voice isn't valued. With aging, slight hearing delays or fear of forgetting what we want to say can increase these overlaps, but friends translate the behavior as impatience, dominance, or dismissal. Over time, habitual interruptions risk shrinking conversations down to polite nods, depriving you of the rich perspectives loved ones would otherwise share. Even when intentions are caring, perhaps you simply hope to help faster, the outcome is often frustration on both sides. Recognizing the pattern is the first step toward preserving mutual respect, because attentive listening tells people you matter louder than any clever reply ever could. Left unchecked, overlap erodes trust, warmth, and the delightful give and take that makes storytelling fun. Try this simple experiment at your next family meal. Commit to a 2-second pause before responding to anyone. If your grandson mentions a new science project, let him finish. Count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi in your head. Then ask a follow-up question instead of offering instant advice. This tiny buffer does 3 things. It ensures he completed his idea, signals that you respect his voice, and gives your memory time to hold your own thought without blurting it. You'll likely notice his shoulders relax as he dives deeper into the topic because he feels truly heard. Should you forget a point while waiting? Laugh it off. Humor shows confidence and keeps the mood light. Over weeks, repeating the 2-second rule rewires conversation rhythm until attentive listening becomes automatic, earning grateful smiles and longer visits from the people who cherish your wisdom. Keep a notepad nearby to jot keywords so memory lapses won't sting. Habit number 2. Speaking too loudly in public. Hearing changes slowly, so you may not notice the volume of your own voice inch higher each year until strangers begin glancing over restaurant menus with raised eyebrows. What feels like normal speech to you can sound like a booming announcement to others, especially in quiet spaces such as libraries, doctors' offices, or small cafes. Excessive volume can unintentionally broadcast private details, overwhelm sensitive ears, and create an impression of stubbornness or disregard for social settings. People nearby might shift away or offer tight smiles, leaving you puzzled about their sudden discomfort. Fortunately, volume awareness is a skill, not a fixed trait. And with a few mindful checks, you can modulate your tone so conversations stay comfortable, confidential, and courteous for everyone involved. Acoustic environments also exaggerate volume. Tiled floors or glass walls bounce sound back, doubling the impact of each syllable. That echo can feel intrusive to quiet diners. Next time you enter a cafe, try this quick calibration trick. Speak your opening hello softly enough that only the barista directly in front of you can hear. If she leans in, raise your voice one notch. If she answers without leaning, hold that level. Throughout your stay, occasionally place a hand lightly on your chest and feel for vibration. Strong chest vibrations often signal high volume. You can also download a free decibel meter app. Before chatting, glance at the meter and aim for readings between 60 and 70 decibels, which match normal conversation. When friends notice your considerate tone, they'll relax and stay engaged longer, because everyone appreciates feeling invited rather than overwhelmed. Remember, volume control isn't about muting your personality. It's about tuning your instrument so every word lands warmly and respectfully. Practicing during television commercials at home helps you internalize the target range without any public pressure daily. Habit number 3. Oversharing personal medical details. Health journeys occupy significant space in many seniors' lives, so it feels natural to discuss blood pressure readings, bowel habits, or surgical scars over lunch. However, detailed medical talk can make companions squirm, especially when they're chewing or trying to unwind from their own stresses. Graphic descriptions may trigger anxiety, interrupt appetites, or shift conversation into a one-sided monologue focused exclusively on your ailments. While friends care deeply about your well-being, they also crave a balanced exchange that leaves everyone uplifted. Think of conversation like a buffet. Offer a tasteful sample, not the entire pot. If someone asks how you feel, a concise headline such as, "I'm recovering well after my checkup," invites follow-up questions without forcing anyone into uncomfortable imagery. Save details for your doctor or group. Learning where, when, and how much to share preserves empathy without overwhelming listeners and protects your dignity by keeping private matters private. To practice balanced sharing, set a personal 1-minute medical rule. Begin by timing yourself speaking about a health topic for 60 seconds. Then, pivot the spotlight by asking the listener a question about their day. For example, after noting, "My cholesterol numbers improved this month," you might add, "How has your garden been handling the heat?" This smooth transition shows interest in their life while still acknowledging your news. If the urge to elaborate arises, jot private notes for your next doctor appointment or journal entry instead of diving deeper at the table. Friends will appreciate your restraint, and you'll discover conversations feel lighter, more diverse, and far more enjoyable when illness is only a chapter, not the entire story. Over time, you may find that shorter updates spark richer empathy, because listeners feel invited rather than cornered, and they respond with genuine encouragement instead of forced politeness toward you. Habit number 4. Dismissing younger people's opinions. Wisdom earned over decades is priceless, yet it can accidentally turn into condescension when we immediately dismiss younger voices with phrases like, "You'll understand when you're older." This habit not only stifles meaningful dialogue, but also perpetuates a stereotype that seniors are inflexible or uninterested in new ideas. Younger relatives, coworkers, or neighbors may interpret the brush-off as disrespect, causing them to withdraw advice that could benefit you, such as tech shortcuts, health research, or community events. Respect flows both ways, and showing curiosity about modern viewpoints reminds everyone that learning truly lasts a lifetime. Imagine a grandson explaining renewable energy breakthroughs, only to receive a quick shrug. The missed opportunity goes beyond science facts, because it diminishes his confidence in sharing with you again. Open ears transform generational gaps into bridges, and those bridges lead to shared laughter, fresh knowledge, and renewed appreciation on both sides. Trust deepens through listening. Next time a younger friend proposes an unfamiliar idea, perhaps a smartphone payment app or a new stretching routine, pause your gut reaction to dismiss it. Instead, invite a mini demo. Show me how it works, I'm curious. During the demo, nod, ask clarifying questions, and acknowledge the effort. That's clever, thanks for teaching me. Even if you decide the suggestion isn't for you, the exchange plants seeds of mutual respect and keeps communication channels open. To reinforce the habit, set a personal goal to learn one new concept from someone younger each week. Anything from slang terms to recipe hacks. Track these discoveries in a gratitude journal. Reviewing the list later will remind you how openness enriches life, while proving that wisdom grows broader, not narrower, with age. Celebrate your progress by sharing your newfound knowledge with peers, demonstrating that seniors can remain agile thinkers who inspire rather than dismiss the next generation too. Habit number 5, neglecting subtle personal hygiene updates. Good hygiene isn't just about daily showers. It also involves subtle updates that evolve with age, like switching to fragrance-free deodorant when skin becomes sensitive, or trimming nasal hair more often as growth accelerates. Overlooking these quieter details can cause slight odors, visual distractions, or allergy triggers that make people shift away while pretending nothing is wrong. Because such changes happen gradually, many seniors remain unaware until a candid grandchild blurts out an embarrassing remark. Preventing those moments preserves dignity and ensures social gatherings focus on meaningful conversation rather than unspoken discomfort. Think of hygiene like maintaining a classic car. Occasional polishing keeps the beauty obvious, whereas neglect allows tiny imperfections to dull the overall shine. Staying attentive teaches loved ones that you value shared space and care about their comfort, reinforcing the respect you seek in return. A quick mirror check before outings can catch details you might otherwise miss. Set up a discreet monthly personal tune-up routine. Pick the first Sunday, stand in bright bathroom light, and run through a head-to-toe checklist. Ears, nails, breath, lotions, and clothes fit. If arthritis limits reach, invite a trusted salon professional or family member to assist with trimming and moisturizing tasks. Replace old cologne with a gentle moisturizer. Hydration combats odor better than heavy scents. Store mint strips in your pocket for quick breath refreshes, especially after medication that dries the mouth. When you show up to a book club smelling neutral and looking polished, you remove distractions, letting your engaging stories take center stage. Friends notice effort, and their relaxed posture signals that you succeeded in making the environment pleasant for everyone present. Mark progress on a calendar to build consistency, and reward yourself with a favorite song afterward to keep the ritual uplifting rather than burdensome for your renewed, cheerful spirit. Habit number 6, hoarding or cluttering shared spaces. Memories hide in objects, which is why many seniors hesitate to throw away magazines, kitchen gadgets, or decades-old birthday cards. Over time, these items can overflow into hallways, living rooms, and even guest chairs, making visitors navigate narrow paths just to sit down. Clutter signals chaos to the human brain, elevating stress hormones and discouraging friends from staying long. Beyond comfort, excessive piles create tripping hazards and fire risks, two dangers that particularly threaten aging bodies. Recognizing the emotional tug-of-war between nostalgia and safety is the first step toward reclaiming a welcoming, hazard-free home environment. Imagine inviting neighbors for tea only to feel embarrassed when there's nowhere to place their cups. That tiny tension overshadows the warmth of your hospitality. A streamlined space conveys openness and calm, allowing cherished memories displayed intentionally to shine more brightly than when buried among excess. Clarity in space nurtures clarity in conversation and thought. Adopt the one drawer a week method. Choose a single small area every Sunday. Empty items onto a table and keep only what brings joy or daily utility. Photograph sentimental pieces before recycling or donating them. The image preserves memory without occupying physical space. Invite a grandchild to help and swap stories about each object. Sharing the narrative often satisfies nostalgia more than storing the item itself. Whenever hesitation strikes, ask, "Would I buy this today?" If not, release it. Track cleared spaces with before and after photos. Watching progress will energize you to tackle the next drawer. Soon, pathways widen, seating reappears, and visitors linger comfortably, praising your organized haven and feeling honored you made room for their presence. Celebrate each finished drawer with a fresh flower on the table, reinforcing the beauty of openness and giving yourself a small reward for courageously letting go. Progress feels lighter with gentle rituals alongside you. Habit number 7. Being chronically late. Arriving fashionably late may feel harmless. After all, what's 10 minutes among friends? Yet repeated tardiness communicates that your time matters more than theirs, breeding frustration and shortening invitations. For seniors, factors like slower mobility, medication routines, or unexpected bathroom needs can complicate punctuality, but awareness and planning counter those hurdles. Imagine grandchildren waiting at the zoo entrance while sunshine scorches and excitement wanes. The memory of discomfort may overshadow the day's fun. Timeliness shows respect, reliability, and readiness to share joy from the first moment together. Consider also medical appointments. Late arrivals shorten face time with health providers and could lead to rushed explanations that miss critical details. Cultivating punctuality protects not only relationships, but also your access to comprehensive care, community classes, and cultural events. Importantly, consistent timing reassures loved ones that any unexpected absence likely signals genuine trouble, improving overall safety. Punctuality becomes a simple gift everyone appreciates deeply. Create a buffer routine called Ready 15. Plan to finish dressing, gather belongings, and sit by the door 15 minutes before leaving. Use that cushion for last-minute restroom visits, medication checks, or finding misplaced glasses. If you arrive early, enjoy rewarding downtime. Practice deep breathing, read an article, or text a warm note to a friend. Set phone alarms for each step. Home departure, transit halfway point, and arrival to convert punctuality into a predictable sequence rather than a frantic scramble. When friends notice your early smile greeting them at the cafe, their relief will translate into livelier conversation and more frequent invitations. Track successes on a wall calendar and circle days you achieved perfect timing. Visible streaks reinforce progress like gold stars from childhood. If you miss a target, review what delayed you, perhaps slower shoelaces or unexpected phone calls, and adjust the buffer accordingly, turning each slip into data instead of self-criticism. Habit number 8. Refusing help stubbornly. Independence is a hard-earned badge, yet clinging to it at all costs can create tension when loved ones offer assistance and you refuse with a stern, "I can handle it." Family may interpret rejection as mistrust or feel hurt that their care is unwelcome, while you miss opportunities to conserve energy and reduce risk. Imagine struggling with a heavy grocery bag, declining help, and later experiencing shoulder pain that sidelines your favorite hobby. Accepting occasional support demonstrates wisdom, not weakness, and fosters cooperative relationships where everyone feels valued. Moreover, allowing others to contribute fulfills their innate desire to be useful, strengthening the social fabric that keeps communities resilient. Paradoxically, receiving assistance today often preserves independence tomorrow because injuries and exhaustion are prevented. Reframing help as teamwork shifts the narrative from loss of autonomy to shared victory. Think of it as trading tasks like neighbors watering plants during travels for you. Start a yes please practice session. Whenever someone offers to carry, lift, or fetch something, Smile and answer, "Yes, please," even if you feel capable. Notice how quickly the chore is completed and how satisfied the helper looks. Next, reciprocate with a simple gesture. Share a recipe, lend a book, or listen to their story, demonstrating that contribution flows both directions. If independence anxiety flares, set boundaries. Request help for heavy or high items while managing lighter tasks yourself, creating a balanced partnership. Keep a gratitude journal of assists received and notes you offered. Reviewing the entries reveals an uplifting chain of mutual care that resembles a well-tuned symphony. Over time, repeating the "yes, please" response rewires your instinct, reducing reflexive refusals and normalizing cooperative living without denting personal pride. Friends then freely seek your expertise, turning awkward offers into mutual support that keeps everyone safer, healthier, and cheerfully connected and thriving. Habit number 9. Constantly bringing up money or politics. Discussing finances or political opinions isn't inherently wrong, yet frequent returns to those charged topics can drain gatherings of joy and divide even close families. Seniors sometimes raise these subjects to share wisdom, vent frustration, or manage anxiety about uncertain futures. But younger listeners may perceive lectures or feel pressured to agree. Moreover, heated debates spike stress hormones and overshadow the precious time you intended for laughter, food, and storytelling. Learning to balance serious dialogue with lighter themes keeps relationships resilient in a world already saturated with headlines and bills. Imagine a Sunday dinner where fiscal policies eclipse your granddaughter's piano recital news. The evening ends with tense silence instead of applause. Moderation lets vital issues surface respectfully while leaving room for personal milestones that stitch families together. When political or money talk dominates, it narrows perception of you to a single concern, rather than showcasing your multifaceted life experiences. Establish a personal two-topic threshold. After money or politics appear twice, consciously steer the conversation toward neutral or uplifting ground. Travel memories, favorite recipes, or childhood games. If someone else reignites the debate, smile and suggest a gentle pivot. "Let's revisit that later. I'm curious about your garden harvest." Prepare a mental list of 5 safe themes in advance so you aren't scrambling mid-meal. When you notice laughter returning, affirm the new mood by sharing a light anecdote about a pet or vacation mishap. Over time, loved ones will mirror your technique, and you'll collectively protect gatherings from tension spirals. Track which substitute topics generate the most smiles and keep them handy for future visits. Place a bowl of conversation cards nearby, inviting guests to draw a cheerful prompt whenever chatter veers serious. These playful tools subtly teach respect for diverse viewpoints, while reinforcing your role as a gracious, emotionally intelligent host. Habit number 10. Monopolizing conversations with nostalgia. Recounting cherished memories can light up a room, but monopolizing the floor with decades-old stories leaves listeners stranded in the past while the present slips by. Excessive nostalgia may signal loneliness or pride, yet unshared airtime prevents others from contributing fresh experiences. When every remark circles back in 1972, younger relatives might tune out, feeling that their modern lives lack equal importance. Balancing reflections with curiosity about others keeps conversations vibrant and inclusive. Consider a quilt. Each patch gains beauty from its neighbors. A single pattern repeated endlessly would dull the design. In dialogue, that diversity arrives through listening and inviting new stories to join the fabric. When you alternate between sharing and receiving, memories serve as colorful accents rather than overwhelming the palate. Generational exchange also preserves your legacy because younger listeners become eager custodians of the stories you selectively share. Balance keeps everyone engaged and smiling. Try the story sandwich method. After sharing a personal memory, intentionally ask 2 open-ended questions before offering another anecdote. For example, reminisce about your first road trip, then inquire, "What's the longest drive you've taken?" Followed by, "What song defined that journey for you?" Those prompts invite participation and give you material for follow-up, rather than segueing straight into another chapter from your archive. Keep a mental timer. If you've spoken for 3 minutes straight, pivot the spotlight. Jot new information in a small notebook to reference later. Demonstrating recall proves that you value their stories as much as your own. Gradually, conversation transforms into a lively ping-pong match where each player feels seen, heard, and celebrated. If silence follows your question, resist filling it. Give thoughtful pauses space to bloom, showing confidence in others' ability to contribute. Soon, you'll hear surprising tales that enrich your life too, immensely so. Habit number 11, overusing cell phone speaker mode. Thanks to convenient speakerphones, many seniors enjoy amplified sound without fiddling with tiny earbuds, yet public speaker use can turn private chats into unwelcome broadcasts. Restaurant patrons or bus passengers suddenly hearing medical updates or bank balances may feel forced to eavesdrop. Constant speaker mode disrupts shared quiet, violates others' privacy, and paints you as unaware of social cues. Fortunately, small adjustments preserve hearing comfort while respecting communal spaces. Imagine savoring a park bench sunrise when a neighbor's phone blares voicemail across the calm morning. The serenity evaporates like dew. Most people hesitate to complain, but their body language, averted eyes, tense posture, speaks volumes. Mindfulness about acoustic boundaries not only spares strangers discomfort, but also protects your own sensitive information from wandering ears. Respectful phone etiquette reinforces the image of seniors as considerate community members who adapt gracefully to modern technology. Quiet courtesy strengthens neighborhood harmony and personal credibility alike, immensely. Equip yourself with simple tools. A single wireless earbud, closed-back headphones, or the phone's own earpiece can provide clear sound without public projection. Before answering in shared spaces, glance around and ask, "Is it okay if I take this?" If the environment demands quiet, send a quick text explaining you will call back later. At home, designate a specific speaker zone, such as the kitchen table, ensuring family members know when to expect louder audio. This boundary means you never scramble for volume controls during an emergency, yet preserve peaceful ambiance elsewhere. Over weeks, people will appreciate your forethought, and you'll notice gratitude replacing the subtle annoyance that once clouded everyday errands. Post the cheerful reminder sticker on your phone case, like an ear icon, to prompt private listening practices until the habit sticks. Sharing this tip with friends can spark community etiquette, lowering noise pollution for everyone around you. Habit number 12, complaining about modern technology. Technology evolves at breakneck speed, and frustration is understandable when updates change familiar buttons overnight. However, constant complaints about smartphones, streaming services, or self-checkout lanes can label you as resistant and drain the optimism from gatherings. Younger relatives might feel guilty for enjoying new gadgets or hesitate to teach you, fearing negative reactions. Turning curiosity into your default response not only makes life easier, but also inspires others by showing that adaptability doesn't retire. Remember when microwave ovens first arrived and skeptics doubted their safety? Today, they're kitchen staples. Modern tools follow the same arc. Initial confusion, followed by eventual convenience. By acknowledging that learning curves are temporary, you free yourself to enjoy benefits like online banking, telehealth appointments, and video calls with distant friends. Embracing discovery over grumbling nourishes brain plasticity, which researchers link to sustained cognitive health. Openness turns obstacles into gateways for connection, learning, and delighted surprise daily. Adopt a monthly tech adventure ritual. Pick one unfamiliar feature, voice dictation, online grocery ordering, or a new music playlist, and explore it for 30 minutes. Recruit a grandchild or neighbor as your coach, rewarding them with baked goods or shared playtime afterward. During the lesson, focus on what the tool allows rather than what it replaces. Keep notes in a notebook titled New Tricks and revisit entries to reinforce memory. When you encounter glitches, frame them as puzzles instead of headaches and celebrate each solved step with a smile. Soon you'll shift from grumbling spectator to curious explorer, sparking lively conversations that bridge generations and energize everyday life. Share your discoveries during family calls, proving that growth thrives at any age and encouraging others to stretch beyond their comfort zones. Keep a small jar for milestone notes and reread them whenever frustration resurfaces. Progress shines brighter with tangible reminders for you. We've journeyed through 12 habits: interrupting, loud talking, oversharing, dismissing, hygiene slips, clutter, lateness, refusing help, tension topics, nostalgia monopolies, public speakerphones, and tech complaints, and uncovered compassionate fixes for each. Perhaps 2 or 3 leapt off the screen as personal challenges. Choose one today and apply the first action step so progress gains momentum. Imagine the ripple effect. Calmer dinners, easier laughter, safer homes, and richer conversations that celebrate every generation at the table. Small shifts, repeated consistently, accumulate into a graceful presence that invites companionship wherever you go. Keep this list handy on your refrigerator or phone, and mark each habit with a green check once new behaviors feel natural. Acknowledging achievements sustains motivation and reminds you that aging successfully is an active, creative process. You deserve relationships filled with warmth, and those around you deserve the best, kindest version of you in return. Celebrate every step with heartfelt gratitude. If this guide sparked an aha moment, please support our growing community by tapping the like button, share the video with a friend who'd appreciate these gentle reminders, and subscribe for future senior-focused tips delivered with warmth and respect. Your engagement tells YouTube that seasoned wisdom deserves a spotlight, helping fellow elders discover practical strategies for happier connections. Together, we can build a circle where aging equals thriving, learning, and laughing, one helpful video at a time. Comment below which habit you plan to tackle first, or share additional ideas the community can try this week. Every contribution adds another brick to our bridge of mutual encouragement, making the journey lighter for everyone crossing. Remember, the more voices we gather, the stronger and more vibrant our collective wisdom becomes. I read every comment and can't wait to celebrate your victories. Let's inspire one another to age with purpose and generosity daily. Thank you for spending this time with me. Your willingness to reflect, learn, and grow proves that the human spirit remains wonderfully adaptable at every age. May your upcoming days be filled with softer conversations, brighter smiles, and lighter living rooms as you put these insights into action. Whenever self-doubt whispers, remember that progress is measured in moments, not miles, and every courteous choice adds sparkle to the lives orbiting yours. Until our next visit, stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep shining like the seasoned star you truly are. Treat each sunrise as another invitation to refine small habits and gift the world your best self. As challenges appear, pause, breathe, and recall the simple tools we practiced today. With patience and companions, you'll discover that aging gracefully is less about years added and more about kindness multiplied. Be proud of every adjustment and let that pride fuel tomorrow's achievements.